Hello. So, ayan, sorry nakat yung kanina. So, how can we compute yung ester value mula dito sa problem na ito? So, let's start with figuring out yung mga values available. So, first you have is the sample weight, no? So, sample weight is 9 grams. So, yun ay isang peppermint. It was refluxed with 25 ml of 0.5 normal KOH and required 20.5 ml of 0.4865 normal sulfuric acid to neutralize the excess alkali. Now, let's compute for the percentage of total ester present and calculate as methyl acetate. So, ito siya. Ay, so, anyway, ito siya. So, ano yung formula natin kanina? Ang formula natin is ml of acid minus yung 80, yung actual, yung KOH. Okay, times the normality of acid. Then, times natin yung methyl acetate kasi nga, di ba, kailangan natin siya computed as methyl acetate. Then, next is times 100, then divided by the weight of sample. So, ngayon, base sa problem natin is kanino yung mga importanteng values na gagamitin natin. So, una is yung weight ng sample. Next is, saan siya, sino yung volume at sino yung normal, di ba acid? So, ito siya. Okay? Ngayon, methyl acetate, same mech yung gagamitin natin. So, mech or factor from the methyl acetate. So, paano siya? Percentage purity is equal to 20.5 times 0.4865 times yung kay methyl acetate. So, methyl acetate is 19831. So, times 0.19831. Sorry, 831. Okay? Divided by 9 times 100. Diba? So, anong magiging sagot? I will compute 20.5 times 0.4865 times 0.19831 times 100 divided by 9. So, ang sagot natin ay 21.9755 methyl acetate o equivalent siya. So, methyl acetate. So, ito yung magiging sagot natin. 21.9755 okay, percentage purity of methyl acetate. So, yun po yung tamang sagot. So, same lang, ganun pa rin yung computation. Hindi naman siya ganun komplikado. So, next naman is alcohol content. So, for the alcohol content, typical suspect yan, mga peppermint oil, rosemary oil. Madalas sila yung computed actually in this kind of problem. Pero syempre, we have different kinds of alcohol, diba, na volatile oils. Baka mag-expect kayo na yan lang yung lalabas. So, anyway, going back. Free and combined ester siya. So, di ba kanina, they are related with ester, di ba? Parang sabi ko nga, para silang magpinsan, di ba? It is sufficient to prove the purity and value of the volatile oil, and the determination consists of the conversion of free alcohol to acetate ester and saponification of freshly produced acetate and traditional acetate with standard alcoholic potassium hydroxide. So, in this process, gumagamit tayo ng acetylation flask or the Kasha flask. Diba? Ay, Kasha is for aldehyde. Acetylation flask. So, ginagamit siya ngayon for the measurement of total alcohol. Or dito ngayon sa process na to, since ang ginagamit natin is menthol, ang tawag sa kanyang ngayon is total menthol in peppermint oil. So, paano yung process? So, it start with, maglalagay ka ng peppermint oil dito sa flask mo to, acetylation flask. The size of this acetylation flask is 200 ml flask. Diba? So, mag-a-add ko dyan. Then, you will add next acetic anhydride. Then, mag-a-add ka ulit ng anhydrous acetate. After nun, pakukulan mo siya saglit for about an hour, palalamigin, at lalagay mo siya sa separatory funnel. So, nagkaroon ng reaction. Diba? Peppermint oil as alcohol. Then, nag-add ka ng isang acetic anhydride. At nag-add ka ng anhydrous acetate. Kumbaga, nagkaroon ka ng acetylation process nga. Kaya siya acetylation flask. Diba? At binol mo siya. Diba? Kumbaga, may digestion process ang nangyari. So, after nun, nagkaroon ng reaction. For sure, may nagkahiwa-hiwalay. nilagay mo sa separatory funnel at makikita mo magkakaroon ng separation. From that, makikita mo yung extraction ng dalawang layers. Diba? So, kukunin mo yung first layer, kukunin mo yung second layer, at titignan mo kung sino yung appropriate mong gagamitin. Diba? You will check sino yung oil. Diba? You need to check sino yung oil sa dalawa. So, kasi yung isa doon is automatic, magiging tubig na lang. So, yung oil na sinasabi natin, okay, yung flask, yung separatory flask will be rinsed with 5 ml of water. So, banlaw, bumo sa separatory funnel, banlaw ulit dun sa flask, lagay sa separatory funnel, banlaw ulit sa flask, ilagay sa separatory funnel. Diba? So, ngayon, yung pinagbanlawan mo ng acetylation flask ay nasa separatory funnel. So, after dun, stand mo siya for a while, magkakaroon ng separation. Kasi syempre, may mga nakadikit pang oils sa paligid ng acetylation flask. Pagkalagay mo doon, again, there will be separation, tanggalin ng water, kunin mo yung oil. Diba? Ngayon, yung tinatawag na acetylized oil is the oil extracted after the acetylation process and transferred to separatory funnel. Diba? So, may kita mo, acetylized oil, usually it is coming from the extraction or separation of oil and water na ginawa mo. Ngayon, the water layer will be rejected. Sabi ko nga itatapon mo siya. And yung oil is winash mo several. And after you wash it, after you collect it, you will add now a portion or a few amounts of sodium carbonate solution. Pagkatapos yan, halong sodium carbonate solution, is mag-add ka na with equal layers of water. So, kapatakan mo ng phenolphthalein, since siya ay may sodium carbonate, alkaline siya. Diba? So, magkakaroon siya kulay. So, acetylized oil, patutuyuin mo siya. It will, with the help of anhydrous sodium sulfate. At tapos nun, pagka-dry nun, with anhydrous sodium sulfate, transfer mo siya ulit. Okay? So, transfer from NL, isang acetylized oil sa isang Erlenmeyer flask. Okay? After nun, titimbangin mo siya. Pagkatimbang, yan na, mag-a-add ka na, para itong titration na style, mag-a-add ka ng exact 50 ml ng potassium hydroxide. Pagka-add nun, papakuluan mo lang saglit. Then, palalamigin. Pag malamig na, pwede mo nang i-proceed with phenolphthalein and titration na ng sulfuric acid para naman sa block determination. So ngayon, ang process is, makikita nyo, parang siyang back titration lang with the aid of heat. Diba? So, saan magsa-start ang computation mo dito? Magsa-start yung computation mo initially kanina. Gaano karami yung sample na nilagay mo. Kasi to, sa babang to, ay, ito na yung main computation mo. Pero meron kang blank minus actual times the normality. Diba? So, ganun siya. So, after yan, syempre, magamit tayo ng same factor tulad kanina kasi may methyl acetate tayo. Pero, since may alcohol to at gumamit ka twice ng mga acetates, expected nagagamit tayo ng factor ng acetates. Okay? So, please take note, acetylation flask should be heated over the asbestos board. So, for idea, ito yung hitsura niya. Meron tayo kanina. Ito, yung letter U na yan. Yan yung asbestos board. Okay. So, doon siya prepared na ipainitan. Kasi baka masira siya. And also, para ma-avoid yung decomposition ng oil. So, next is, acetylation flask is provided with also air condenser to condensate any vapors ng volatile oil at ng acetic acid. Kasi pag naipon yan, puputok po yung flask mo. Okay? So, for the computation, so please follow ito. Ito yung computation talaga niya. So, paano siya kinocompute? A represents the difference between the sulfuric acid and the blank used in the actual test. Kumbaga, blank minus the actual, DT minus 80, yun po yung letter A. Times 7.813, that's the factor na gagamitin niyo. Okay, saan ba siya galing? Galing siya sa menthol. Okay? Kasi total percentage of menthol po siya. Next naman is B. So, B naman is the weight of acetylized oil. Yung weight of acetylized oil, if you remember, ito yung part na kung saan pinatuyuan mo siya at dinagdagan mo ng sodium carbonate. Diba? At nag-form siya ng film layer. So, ganun siya. So, yun yung portion. Yun yung time na makikita nyo doon sa problem. And E stands for percentage of esters calculated as methyl acetate. Kaya gagamit ka ngayon ng factor ng methyl acetate or you can use yung 0.021 or a gram of acetyl radical. Okay? Methyl acetate or acetyl radical. Pero ito, pinaginagamit natin. Acetyl radical. So, ayan siya. Ngayon, ano tong formula sa gilid? Kasi di ba ang computation natin may A, may B, tas may E, no, sa right side. So, yung E is a correction factor. Ngayon, bakit may correction factor? Kasi kailangan mong i-remove yung acetyl radical para makuha mo yung exact amount ng methyl acetate mo. Kasi ganito yun. Di ba sa process natin kanina, ilang beses ka gumamit ng acetates? Di ba? Meron ka ng anhydrous acetate, meron ka pang acetic acid anhydride. Nanggagaling din dyan yung acetate. So ngayon, importante na matanggal natin twice yung acetyl radical by having appropriate factor or correction factor. Yun yung purpose ng correction factor. Okay? Ngayon, ginagamit natin siya to correct, okay, yung sample ng volatile oils that contain both ester and alcohol. At the same time, is to correct din yung any acetic or acetate containing compounds na inad natin during the process. Diba? So, for information, sabi dito, 0.021 originally came from 0.0021, which is derived from the ratio of acetyl radical to methyl acetate. That's why we need that. Para ma-convert natin siya eventually, yung E, di ba, is percentage calculated as methyl acetate, para ma-derive natin siya eventually into methyl acetate. Okay? So, ganun siya. So, ngayon, for the computation, first, you need to determine what is the weight of acetyl oil. Nung ginagawa siya, nung na-extract natin siya. Then, you need to look for the acid. So, you need to get the volume of the blank and the actual. Okay? Then, simply compute the normality at the normality, the molecular weight. Then, move forward tayo sa kabila. So, si E is percentage equivalent, then yun ang computation. So, para din na kayo makabahan, pakinggan nyo na lang to, pero hindi ko papakompute sa inyo. Okay? So, ito siya. So, ito yung sample problem. So, may kita nyo dyan, you have the sample amount of bergamot oil, refluxed, then requiring 16 ml of sulfuric acid with a 0.4864 normality and for residual titration then. And we have also potassium hydroxide with the equivalent 98.15 total ester as borneol acetate. So if the uncorrected percentage of borneol is 45%, compute for the percentage purity. So, ano yung una natin gagawin? We have the weight of the sample. Kailangan ba natin siya? Based on the formula, hindi natin siya kailangan. What we need is the weight of acetylized oil. Saan papasok yung weight of acetylized oil? Ang weight of acetylized oil mo ngayon ay yung borneol acetate. Diba? Then yung acetyl radical mo naman, tutuloy yun sa'yo. Acetyl radical mo pala, yun yung acetylized oil mo, Yung borneol acetate, ito yung magiging MEC mo. Okay, kailangan mo siyang i-compute yung MEC mo. Then, meron ka na yung 45%. Siya yung letter E. Diba? Siya yung letter E. Then ngayon, asan yung B? So, yung B natin, please take na acetylized oil. Yung volume, okay, meron tayong volume sulfuric acid. So, ayan siya. 24. So, 24, since meron ka nito, kukompute din natin sila. 24 times potash requiring 16. Okay. Okay, so acid tayo. 16. So 24 times 16. 24 minus 16 times sulfuric acid. Okay, makuha mo na yung A. Yun lang naman siya. Tapos next is yung weight ng acetyl radical. Siya yung B. Then yung E naman is yung 45%. For the borneol acetate, kailangan natin yung normality. Balikan natin to. Ito siya. Okay, na kung saan normality times the milli equivalence times 100. Okay, para makuha natin yung exact para doon sa portion ng milli equivalence ng borneol acetate. Pagkatapos nun, dire-diretsong computation lang, then yun yung magiging sagot mo for the corrected percentage purity. Diba? Kaya yung computing yan. So, going back is aldehyde content. So, aldehyde content is also known as the bisulfite method. So, the principle is applicable for both aldehyde and ketone. Is also helpful to identify sino ang aldehyde, sino ang ketone. Diba? So, these products are being soluble in water, leave a certain volume of oil which do not contain any aldehydes or ketone. This is also, sabi dito, limited only for the assay of volatile oils na either aldehyde and ketone lang. Kaya nga siya aldehyde compound. Kasi bakit sila lagi yung partner? Kasi yung kanilang structure is almost the same. Diba? If you have RCOOH, ketone does have RCOOR. Diba? Nagkaiba lang sila ng character. So, yun yung difference nila. So, by finding the difference of this volume, original and residual, it also can help you identify then the volume of aldehyde or ketone kung sino mo yung present or available doon. So, paano ba gamitin ang biosulfite method? Magagawa mo siya or magagamit mo siya if gagamit ka nitong flask na to. This flask is also known as the Kasha flask. Okay, we have two flasks na nabanggit. So, first we have the acetylation flask and for this one, we have the Kasha flask. Okay, anong gagawin mo? Meron kang oil, ilagay mo sa loob. Pagkatapos nun, dagdagan mo ng sodium bisulfite. Kaya siya bisulfite method. Okay, para i-saturate siya. Then, pag okay na, pakuluan, i-shake. Ngayon, makikita mo, so meron daw the undissolved oil will remain after this treatment. So, aangat siya. Kumbaga kasi mag-aapaw talaga yun, saturated nga siya. Diba? Apaw siya dyan. So, makikita mo, pag in-stand mo siya, babagsak yung sodium bisulfate sa baba. Then, yung oil sa taas is magpapantay sa certain calibration na nandun dyan. Diba? So, for example, mabot siya dyan. May reading yan, 0.2 ata. Okay, so, ngayon, yun yung magiging reading niya. Yun yung amount ng aldehyde or ketone na nasa loob. Then, syempre, paano mo identify sino ang aldehyde, sino ang ketone? Meron tayong test for aldehydes and ketone. Doon natin siya gagawin para ma-identify. Pero for this one, based lang ngayon sa process na to, ina-identify natin o kina-quantify lang natin siya through the use of flask. Okay? So, ayan. Actually, may computation yan. Kaya may tanong siya ng what is the percentage of cinnamon aldehyde in the sample? So, yeah. So, another version is by the use of hydroxylamine method. So, for hydroxylamine method is, meron kang sample, benzaldehyde. So, it is aldehyde automatically. So, ilagay mo siya sa Erlenmeyer at titimbangin mo sila. Mag-add ka ng hydroxylamine, kaya siya hydroxylamine method. Okay? So, hydroxylamine method preparation ay dapat 160 of water diluted to alcohol. No? So, yun yung preparation ng isang hydroxylamine hydrochloride solution. So, tapos niyan, i-shake mo lang slightly, stand for a while, 10 minutes, then add at indicate biophenol TS. Okay? Then, itatitrate mo siya with hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide, so back titration. Then, it will give you light green endpoint. No? And also, you will need to perform a blank test. If walang blank test, okay, very good yan. So, anyway, ngayon, the equivalent computation for hydroxylamine method is 1 ml of 1 normal sodium hydroxide equivalent to 106.1 milligrams of benzaldehyde. So, I think computation na. No? So, this is only applicable for hydroxylamine method computation. So, you have the NaOH. So, computing mo lang muna siya. If may blank, no? Actual minus blank siya, times normality. Pero if meron kang acid-base, diba, alam naman natin na minumultiply natin sila. So, acid times normality, tapos minus base minus normality. Or kung sino mas malaki, para di mahirap. Base minus normality, minus acid acid times normality times 1061. So, ito ay given factor na. Memorize nyo siya. Please take note para lang po siya sa hydroxylamine because hydroxylamine po yan. Then, weight of the sample times 100. Then, makakompute mo na ngayon yung percentage aldehyde, okay, under the hydroxylamine method. So, okay. So, tignan lang natin yung problem. So, meron kang 2 ml of sample. Okay, 2 ml of sample treated with 25 ml hydroxylamine. So, meron kang 23 ml ng sodium hydroxide. So, meron ka pang blank. Okay, consume 50 ml. Okay. So, simple lang naman siya. So, 15 minus 23. Baligtad, sorry. 23 minus 15 times yung normality. Okay, then sample. So, 2 ml sample was treated with, so, tinimbang mo siya, 2 ml times 1061 0.1061 times 100. Okay, yun na. Yun na yung computation ng hydroxylamine method na benzaldehyde, aldehyde version. So, dito kasi, ang ibig ko sabihin kanina, kasi minsan, nakikita ko, nagbaback titrate. So, pwede yung gawin is acid, di ba? Volume of acid. Hala, nag-hang. How? Ayaw na niya. So, ayun na nga. Basta acid times mo yung normality, then minus mo yung base. Ganun lang. So, yun lang. Natin tayo matapos. Phenol content. So, phenol content, this is applicable for phenol containing volatile oils. So, shaken with potassium hydroxide. So, ganun pa rin because of oil sila. So, it will leave you now a phenol constituent in alkaline and non-phenolic portion of oil undissolved. So, it is applicable or same with bisulfite. Parang katulad sa kasya, di ba? Nag-add ka ng sodium bisulfite. Shake, then separation. Ito din, nag-add ka lang ng potassium hydroxide, shake, then may separation. Meron kang undissolved portion kasi. At yun yung lulutang. Diba? So, halos paras lang siya. Ang difference nga lang dito is sa phenol is gumagamit ka ng potassium hydroxide, please take note. At sa bisulfite is gumagamit ka ng sodium or potassium or pwede rin basta sodium bisulfite. Basta bisulfite, yun lang naman. So, volatile oils is spirit din. So, it is pag spirit meaning alcohol po siya. Yun yung ibig sabihin nun. So, the other components used is very immiscible and the measurement is applicable only for liberated oils. So, pag sinabing liberated oils, sila yung evaporated oils na tinatawag. Kaya nga spirits eh. Kasi parang kaluluwa, lumulutang, lumilipad, di ba? So, ganun siya. So, for example, peppermint spirit. So, ito ay finished product pharmaceutically. Diba? Kumbaga, prepared na siya. Hindi siya peppermint oil. Siya ay spirit. It is peppermint oil mixed with alcohol. So, ginagawa siya, yung gantong spirit preparation sa isang Babcock bottle. So, Babcock bottle, lalagay mo yung preparation, yung spirit. Then, mag-add ka ng kerosene. Paghahaluin mo sila, at syempre, mag-expect ka ng separation dyan. So, mag-add ka rin ng calcium chloride para may mag-precipitate at mag-iwan sa baba. At ang makikita mo doon is, yun nga, separation. Kailangan mo talaga i-separate, so ilalagay mo siya sa centrifuge tube. Ay, itsura niya is para siyang test tube na mataba. Hindi ko ma-drawing kasi. Wait. Ayan, okay na. So, para siyang test tube na mataba, then may calibration siya sa gilid. Ang pangit. Okay. May enclosure yun sa taas kasi i-centrifuge mo siya. Okay, yun yung sa sura niya. So anyway, once magkaroon ng separation, may kita mo sa baba yung nag-precipitate. Okay. So ayan siya, may solution. Ay dito may marong precipitate. Tatanggalin mo to, syempre, kunin mo yung nasa taas. Yan yung oil eh. 'Di ba? Then stand mo rin for a while kasi pagka-stand yan, magkakaroon ng separation ulit kung saan, sino kaya ang oil, yung nasa taas ba o yung nasa baba. At yun yung kukunin mo, yung oil. Okay? Oil ang kukunin mo. Ayan, ito siya. So, ngayon, yung oil ngayon, katulad nga sa Kasha Flask, is magkakaroon ulit ng calibrations. Diyan. Nakikita niyo yung parang lines yan. Yan yung calibration na tinatawag. So, ngayon, makikita mo yung volume niya literal. Ngayon, ano yung measurement ng per calibration niya? Sa Babcock, ang neck calibration niya, it is calibrated into 8 division. Kumbaga, 8 main portion. Okay? Ngayon, yung each division or each portion, equivalent siya ngayon sa 0.2 ml. So, for example, meron kang 4 divisions. Yung oil is umabot hanggang 4 division. 4 times 0.2, then yun yung volume ng oil na ina-extract mo. 'Di ba? Kasi nga, again, spirit siya. Ang goal natin is kunin natin yung oil mula dun sa spirit o dun sa preparation. 'Di ba pharmaceutically preparation ng spirit under the liquid dosage form? 'Di ba? So, tatanggalin mo lang siya doon, kukunin mo lang yung oil doon at yun yung kailangan nating ma-measure mula dito. So, yun yung purpose niya. So, the percent of oil in spirit is calculated as follows. So, again, division times yung volume, 'di ba? Pero ngayon, meron kasing tinatawag na oil kerosene mixture. So, 'di ba sabi ko kanina, balik tayo sa drawing ko. 'Di ba nagkaroon ka ng Centrifugation. Centrifuge mo siya. So, may precipitate ka sa baba. Ngayon, pag pinastan mo pa siya for a while, magkakaroon pa ulit ng further separation. Okay? Ay, wrong. Magkakaroon pa ng further separation. Let's say yung nasa taas, sabi natin yan yung oil, yung nasa baba yung kerosene. Hindi sila nagmi-mix together. Hindi siya natutunaw. So ngayon magkakaroon ka ng oil-kerosene mix division. So paano yun? Ganito siya. So imagine ito yung leeg nung babcock. Okay? So let's say andito siya, may measurement dyan. Then makita mo may separation pa dito. Meron pa ditong isa pang linya. Sabi natin ito yung oil, ito yung kerosene. Okay, kerosene. So, for example, sa mixture na to, sabi, ito daw ang buong to, nagme-measure siya ng 7.5 divisions. Okay? Ngayon, yung oil, sabihin natin, itong oil na to, meron lang daw siyang measurement na 2.5 division. Kaya siya pinag-minus. Okay? Kaso, bakit hindi 2.5 minus 5? Kasi kailangan mong makuha yung kerosene, alisin yung kerosene sa equation. Kapag ito yung minus mo, ang nakukuha mo ngayon is volume ng kerosene. Diba? Nagigets niyo ako? So, ibig sabihin, itong 2.5, this is the division or volume equivalent of oil. Then, itong 5 is the volume division equivalent of kerosene. Okay? Kaya siya mina-minus dyan para makuha natin or makorek natin na ito talaga yung volume or division equivalent ng oil. Okay? So, nakuha na natin 2.5. Sabi kanina, each division is equivalent to 0.2. So, kailangan natin i-multiply 2.5, man ito, 0.2 lang, times 0.2, then makuha mo na yung volume equivalent ng oil. Okay, using the background method. So, ganun yung process niya. Okay, so wag kayong malilito if ganito yung scenario. Kasi sabi nga, oil is 2.5. Bakit sa 5 siya minus? Diba? So, anyway, kahit ano naman gamitin nyo, as long na tama na may sagot nyo, yun naman yun. So, ayan. So, anong purpose ng volume? Ang purpose ng volume ngayon is gagamitin mo na ngayon to compute for the percentage of volatile oils in spirit. Okay, so ito yung sagot natin kanina, no? 0.525. So, number of division, multiply na natin sa 21 daw, to correct daw yung error kasi kung 0.2 daw, possible na nag-volatilize na. 'Di ba? Divided by, kumbaga, saan nanggaling yung computation na yan, papakilala ko sila sa inyo. So, this is the oil, this is the kerosene. Okay, kumbaga, ano yung percentage volume? Oil versus kerosene times 100, then yun po yung magiging sagot niya. 'Di ba? So, ganun yung process ng pag-compute ng percentage volatile spirit. Kumbaga is versus the kerosene layer. 'Di ba? Kasi ayan nga. Solubility of oil and kerosene layer na aqueous layer is due to contraction of volume. So, ngayon, kailangan natin silang i-compare sa computation. Okay, so, pwede nyo itong i-try. Ayun lang. So, that ends our last topic for pharmaceutical analysis. So, for the coverage of exam, again, start tayo sa redox hanggang volatile oil. So, please review. Total of 120 items ang exam. So, the quiz is i-open ko pa lang mamaya. Open siya hanggang Sabado, so please take your quiz para makuha na. So, yun po. Thank you and have a great day.